In June 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion in human history, turning east against the Soviet Union in a gamble that would ultimately decide the fate of the war. Hitler believed the Red Army would collapse within weeks, allowing Germany to seize vast territory, destroy Soviet power, and secure the resources needed to fight indefinitely. It was not just a military campaign, but an ideological crusade intended to remake Eastern Europe through conquest and extermination. The invasion began with staggering force. Millions of German and Axis troops surged across a front, stretching from the Baltic to the Black Sea, supported by thousands of tanks and aircraft. Entire Soviet formations were encircled and destroyed in the opening months, and German advances appeared unstoppable. Cities fell, prisoners were taken in their hundreds of thousands, and confidence grew in Berlin that victory was inevitable before winter arrived. Yet beneath the surface, the campaign was already unraveling. Germany's logistics were overstretched, supply lines grew longer by the day, and equipment designed for short campaigns began to fail. Soviet resistance, though chaotic and costly, did not collapse. Factories were dismantled and moved east, new armies were raised, and losses that would have broken other nations were absorbed in the vastness of the Soviet state. As winter set in, Germany's advantages evaporated. Troops lacked cold-weather clothing, vehicles froze, and offensive momentum stalled outside key objectives such as Moscow and Leningrad. Soviet counterattacks exposed the limits of German planning and shattered the illusion of a quick victory. What had been intended as a decisive blow became a grinding war of attrition that Germany was not prepared to fight. By 1942 and 1943, the Eastern Front had become a battlefield without mercy. Entire regions were devastated. Civilians were targeted as part of deliberate policy, and the fighting reached an industrial scale unmatched elsewhere in the war. The Battle of Stalingrad marked the turning point, where a German army was encircled and destroyed, proving that defeat was not only possible, but unavoidable. Operation Barbarossa failed because it was built on ideology rather than reality. Germany underestimated Soviet resilience, overestimated its own capacity, and committed itself to a war that demanded resources, manpower, and time it could never sustain. From this point onward, Germany would fight defensively in the east, slowly bled dry by a conflict it had unleashed but could no longer control.